ddosecrets publishes 410 gigabytes of heap dumps hacked from telemessage's archive server. This morning, Distributed Denial of Secrets published 410 gigabytes of data hacked from telemessage, the Israeli firm that makes modified versions of Signal, WhatsApp, Telegram, and WeChat that centrally archives messages. Because the data is sensitive and full of personally identifiable information, ddosecrets is only sharing it with journalists and researchers. There's a lot of background, so here's a quick timeline of events with relative links. In March, I'm sure you guys have heard of this, and I was waiting for a lot of this to cook. That's why I don't cover a lot of things. I want to give them time to cook. The National Security Advisor Mike Waltz invited a journalist into a Signal group where they planned war crimes. This led to congressional hearings about Trump officials using Signal groups to discuss classified information. I am not equipped, nor is it within the scope of my streams to talk about whether this is true or not. As far as I know, there's a lot of debate about this. I don't know anything about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking purely about the technical aspect of this, okay? On May 1st, Waltz, the day he was demoted from position of National Security Advisor, was photographed using TMSGNL, a modified version of Signal made by Telemessage. He had texts up with Tulsi Gabbard, JD Vance, and Marco Rubio. On May 3rd, I published the source code of the TMCGNL to GitHub. On May 4th, Telemessage got hacked, which I reported in 404 Media with Joseph Cox. On May 5th, Telemessage got hacked again by someone else, as NBC News reported. On May 6th, I published analysis of the TMSG Signal source code, along with some of the hacked data, that proved that Telemessage lied about its product supporting end-to-end encryption. On May 18th, I published details about the Telemessage server's vulnerability in Wired. So if anyone on the internet loaded the URL archive.telemessage.com/management/head dump, they would download a Java heap dump from Telemessage's archive server containing plain text chat logs, among other things. Now, ddosecrets has published 410 gigabytes of these telemessage heap dumps. Here's the ddosecrets description of the release. So they talk about this, yada, yada, yada. It includes plain text messages, while other portions only include metadata, including sender and recipient information, timestamps, and group names. They have extracted text from the original heap dump. Something, no matter how you look at this, it doesn't forget about, whatever, Waltz. Oh, Waltz is dumb, forget about all that. Something happened at a technical level here that it seems like this group, Telemessage and Signal and whatever these two things did together, they just can't stop getting hacked. They're basically our version of the UK right now as a whole. Because if you've been watching my streams for a while, you know that UK is getting hammered with all kinds of security issues, cybersecurity issues right now. So something's going on here, and it seems to only actually be getting worse. It doesn't actually seem to be getting better. So I'm going to continue to keep an eye on this and see what the heck is going to continue to happen, because I'm pretty sure this isn't the end of it. However, it's mind-boggling to me that you could load a URL like this and get a heap dump. If you're a programmer who's watching me right now, you know exactly what a heap dump is. It's basically a snapshot in time of a particular running operation or software, and then you can dig into that and extract all kinds of content, so long as the heap dump contains the information in the correct structures.